So yeah, it's fucking hot.
It is fucking hot. Went to the Ren Fair yesterday,
Yeah, I
and
don't.
we were fucked. It was horrible. Well, it was really fun, but it was like hot as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
those people in the armor were doing it. I would have died.
I'm really scared for their health. Honestly, it was like, and they were also getting like beat up, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but
Hey,
there were
there.
some people in outfits that I was like, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, I remember when Lauren and I went to the one we went to. It was pretty hot, but I'm sure they're
Yeah,
okay. You know, they probably are prepared for that. But
yeah.
hopefully, like they had like a ice bucket for them afterwards or something.
I yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might go to the one in the fall because that one might be better to dress up at because we were gonna try and dress up, but we were like trying to not get sunstroke. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have like a list of a bunch of questions I want to ask you.
Whoa.
Some of them are silly. Some of them are like a little bit more thought provoking, I think. But I
Okay.
just wanted to introduce you. So Dana is a visual artist from Toronto, Canada, and this is their socials. I'm just gonna put your Instagram
Oh,
up. So how long have you been making art?
like oh sorry. Since like basically since I was a child. I was raised in like a really artsy house because like my parents were both working in the arts, so I just kind of like did it, but I just like kept doing it. Wasn't very good because I was like a child, but you know.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you were born into it.
I was born into it, and also like when I was like in school, it was kind of the only thing that could keep my attention, honestly.
Mm. And I
Yeah,
see I see the goblin behind you. You
yeah,
you you drew that, right?
yeah. I painted that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, painted that. Yeah, that's fire.
yeah, yeah. It took me like a year.
So I mean, you kind of answered the question with like being born into it, but like, why do you make art, and what motivates you?
Why do I make art? I think it's because it's like what I'm the best at. Like it's what I'm good at, so I keep doing it. Motivating, that's something I'm trying to still figure out, honestly, because it feels like it kind of changes from like day to day.
Mm-hmm.
Because like especially now being in like a school environment, because like I didn't go to school for art before. I went for like film, which is like similar, but like for visual arts, like what they want you to make art for is completely different than what I made art for before, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Like
So like
you just did it for your own like amusement and self fulfillment instead of like for a project for something.
yeah, and now it's like because now I feel like I have like the ability to like maybe actually make a go out of like being an actual artist. But now you're trying to figure out how to motivate yourself while also trying to like brand yourself or like sell yourself kind of. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
a weird like little balancing act that I haven't really figured out yet.
Yeah, marketing yourself as an artist is very strange. Especially
It's
like
kind of like icky feeling.
yeah, especially like I don't know if you cuz you make a bunch of different stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm the same way with
Yeah.
like music production. Cuz I feel like if you just like stuck to one thing, it's easier, but you know, it's
Yeah.
hard to know like how to uh advertise yourself when when you do so many things, you know.
'Cause it's like fun to experiment, right? And like I don't really want to just do one thing forever. Like the last like year or something, I was like trying to just paint. Like just like really just get a bunch of paintings out there and hopefully that'll just like figure it out, you know.
Mhm.
I honestly I was like I'm going to jump off a cliff. I'm like so bored. Like I had to like put my most recent one down just cuz I was like I feel like I'm a printer, you know.
Yeah,
Like I'm just going. Um, yeah.
for sure. Um, so something I've noticed is that your art has a lot of like classic and historical based influence in it, whether it's like the
Mm.
Aztec or the medieval period or even like the 80s and 90s. Is that intentional in your work in any way? And is there any time period you're like really interested in now?
I mean, probably. I get a lot of like, because I look at a lot of books and a lot of like art books of like, I have like a bunch on like medieval art that I spent like a lot of time looking at in high school. And I think that's probably where like a lot of my basis comes from. Um, and then for like the 80s and 90s stuff, like I was like I still consider myself like a goth. And like that was like what I was into. Like that's all I listened to even as a kid because like my dad was really into like Joy Division. So when I was like 6, my iPod shuffle it was like Joy Division and like Crazy Frog like beside each other. And so it was like that's just like the eras that I grew up with. So like it just kind of makes sense that I put that out there. Like that's part of it, you know?
Hmm. So music, yeah, for sure. Like music and other forms of media, uh,
Yeah.
really influence like what you do with your visual work.
Yeah, I feel like honestly visual art isn't actually that big of an inspiration for me except for maybe like film. But
Mm-hmm.
like for me it's usually like narrative stuff. Like music to me is a very narrative device, so like that's probably where I got a lot of inspiration generally.
Mm-hmm.
Um like when it comes to visual art, it really is like the historical stuff that really sticks in my brain.
Are there any like song concepts that you can think of that led you to create something, or like certain songs that are written like the stories in them?
There is an album called fuck. Hold on. I just want to make sure I get the name right. Um
Oh, looks like
cuz
Lauren's back home. If you want to say it.
Hi Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. Say hi.
Hi. Can you hear me? I don't think I can
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah, yeah. But you just can't hear Dana.
I like the bolt thrower sweater.
Yeah, that
Yes.
shit's fire.
Yes. Yes.
Realm of
Okay,
Chaos.
I'm gonna let you keep
Me.
going.
I'ma let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'll come back after.
I like your shirt. Um
Oh, can you keep it open just for the airflow? That's okay. But yes, we're talking about
yes.
a song that inspired you.
Um this is kind of a bonkers thing, but there was a point when I was tattooing a lot. And there is a band called Ahab, which is like a doom metal band that's really into Moby Dick.
Oh, okay.
And like I love Moby Dick. It's such a cool book to me. And there's a song on there called Old Thunder, and I literally like was tattooing myself and I was literally just listening to that on repeat. And it like
Interesting.
really made me yeah. Maybe not like a painting thing, but like I don't know, I think those like it was also like a concept album, right? And those like really long concept albums when you're tattooing, I felt like was very useful. Because like I was doing like hand poking and that
Hmm.
shit takes like a long ass time.
Hmm.
And so it really keeps you like in the mood and it was kind of like crazy.
Yeah. So not only are you like getting inspiration from it, but you're also using it to help you like lock in on a task.
Yeah, like yeah, with anything I make, honestly, like I find that music is probably the best like motivator.
Cool.
Because they're like yeah, like people I know who listen to like podcasts. Which is, good for them. I can't do a podcast. It doesn't work for me. I need honestly, I'm like a big daydreamy person
Hmm.
and like podcasts I feel like don't really let you kind of run away with your imagination as much as like listening to like music does.
Hmm. I totally agree.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why like I feel like music is probably the most important thing for me when it comes to like making art, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like your imagination is active instead of just like thinking about one topic or like just some random slop that like a podcaster's talking about, you know?
Yeah, or just like some guy just like talking, you
Yeah.
know? And like even if the information's super interesting, like I just like I'm like, dude, you're just a guy.
Yeah.
Like, my man.
Um so you also so like with the historical stuff, you also seem to blend in like surrealism, which I believe is kind of inspired by sci-fi and video games. I think that that mix of that you do of like old and futuristic environments is really cool. Um, is that like something that you would want to do in future art? Is like blending sort of the older historical stuff with newer ideas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like that's kind of always where I'm trying to go. Honestly, bringing up video games is also like a very important thing for me because everything I've been doing, I always just say like one of the most recent paintings I did was literally just me looking at Deus Ex and being like, I love the environments in Deus Ex. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Nice.
do that.
Yeah.
And I was just like very happy about it because like these older games and like the games I grew up with and the games that I like, I genuinely think are just like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And like video games are something that makes me like unbelievably happy. And like I feel like including that in my art and doing it in like a more traditional way, like I don't know, I feel like that's also like very important to me. Because also like that's kind of the blending of the old and like the new stuff that you're talking about is like I'm bringing in these like images from like video games, which are a very like modern invention, but I'm trying to do them in a more traditional manner, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fire. um. Yeah, Lauren and I started playing Halo 1 because I
Mm-hmm.
found the disc and it's so laggy, but it's really fun. Like and the atmosphere, like when you're in the alien like underground bunkers and stuff, like the architectures,
Yeah.
it's still pretty crazy. Like just the vibe that it gives off,
Yeah.
mixed with like the
I feel
atmosphere.
like because that was what like 2000 something,
It's like
maybe
2001.
90s. Yeah, like that era of video games, like late 90s, early 2000s, is like the vibes that they capture in those games are like unparalleled. Um and like I think it's because like I don't know, it was probably like a time period where like they were able to like make a lot of technological advances, but it still wasn't like too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like I'm sure some games were, but it wasn't just like this is like a crazy graphics fest, you know? It was like let's actually
Yeah.
make the game really enjoyable first.
Yeah. Or like there's always that conversation. Like this was like earlier, of course, but there's like when Resident Evil was made, right? They like basically invented a new genre of game because they were trying to figure out like how to deal with the camera angles in the way they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they it was them basically just doing a shortcut to doing those like cameras like on the corner of the room,
Mm-hmm.
like the static cameras. Like that was just a technological workaround and they basically like invented a whole new thing from it.
Yeah, it started a
Yeah.
new genre of game, and then
Yeah.
so many things took off from that.
Yeah. Oh, I just love video games, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I know. I
do
know.
you mind if I just grab some water real quick?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right, we back.
Right.
Um, do you have a favorite museum or place slash structure that you've seen in real life?
Yes, I do. Does it have to be? It doesn't have to be a museum, right?
No.
Okay. I went to the Basilica of St. Francis in Assisi, in like Italy, and that like is my favorite place ever. I'm a big cathedral head and like church person.
Yeah.
Um, and I like my mom was gonna like take us on a trip to Italy, like me and my sister, and we went, and I was like, "Yo, can we just like go to Italy, like Assisi for a day? I just like really need to see the spot." And she took us, and it was really really great. And it's just like we stayed in like a convent, um, and it was just like such a great day. I don't know, and like I really like Giotto, like the medieval artist. I'm not saying that right, but like he has a lot of paintings there, and I was just like there, and like you put your headphones on and you can listen to whatever you want, and you're just like in that space, and you're like, damn, this is like very powerful, you know.
Who is
I would love to go.
Who is the painter?
Uh, Giotto. I have not a great Italian accent, but I can put it in the chat.
Giotto.
Giotto.
I'm gonna look it up and put some paintings
Yeah, okay.
while you're talking about it and stuff.
Yeah. I had a photography teacher in high school who like gave me a bunch of medieval books, and one of them was Giotto, and I remember just being like facing it for a while.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good teacher.
Yeah, she was wrong.
So some of your recent work with the faces, like what you recently posted on Instagram, and also this book, they remind me of the comedy and tragedy masks, like the
Cool.
drama ones. Do you think those are the aspects of life that influence art the most? And does it drive you to make art in any way?
But like comedy and tragedy?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I feel like if you want, like, I feel like obviously, like, real life's a bit more complicated than that, but I feel like the point of art is to always kind of be like a little bit extreme with it, and if you want to pull things to two extremes, like those are always what people historically have done.
Mm.
Is like even outside of like the Italian like performance commedia dell'arte where or stuff like that, like people are always like pulling things to those two extremes or even two extremes in general, and so yeah. You know, like if there's like yin and yang, and even like God and Satan, that could be like that's like a duality that shows up again, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, people love polar opposites, and I think I feel like I've been seeing like especially in like the like art scene in Toronto, there's like such like a like an attitude towards nuance and like being a little softer, and that's great. Again, if people want to do that, good for them. I'm like, no, I need to show like extremes of human emotion, or else I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can appreciate that. I feel like for me, it's more engaging. People are like
Yeah.
all out with what they're doing.
Yeah.
But like, have you ever made anything just just to be funny though?
Well, honestly, I feel like I need to, cause like I know you and Lauren do a lot of stuff that's just like for shits and giggles, and I think that's like really like liberating, but for some reason I don't know, I feel like I'm not very funny.
I think you're pretty funny.
Thank you. I feel like I'm funny in person, but like when I try and put things down to be like funny, I'm like, this is so stupid.
Nah, I think you might just be judging yourself.
Oh, I'm a very judgmental person. I'm such a perfectionist. Like,
I feel that. I feel
uh,
that.
yeah, although like the comic book I made, the one that you showed up earlier, like I feel like there were a couple of jokes in there that I was like, okay, that's like kind of stupid. Like there's
Yeah.
a one bit where we just show the Sufjan Stevens record.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, that was so dumb.
I like the
But it's funny.
I like the Beyblade inside of the flail.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
the Morning Star. I mean,
Yeah.
the Beyblade inside of the
Okay.
Morning Star.
I think it is actually a flail. I think I actually like if like a medieval scholar showed up and looked at that, they would be like, "That's a flail, Dana. What are you talking about?"
You know what? It's both.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. What would you rate the Dune franchise 1 to 10?
Bro, it's a 10. Wait, what are we like? Wait, what franchise? Like the movies or the original series?
Um, everything.
Okay,
Or is
because
there? Okay, okay.
I
Tell
have.
me, tell me the ratings on all of the different ones.
I mean, okay, like I mean the original like Frank Herbert. Like I'm gonna give that a 10 because it's like my life. But I haven't read his son's because his son like like continued writing the series after he died. I haven't read those. I hear they're not great, so I'm not gonna rate those because I feel like I don't have an actual opinion on them. Um, David Lynch's Dune, I used to not like when I was a kid, but I think I was like a snotty-nosed, judgmental little bitch. Um, and it's actually like amazing now, so that's like an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, okay, very reasonable.
Yeah, yeah. The new dudes, I really like them. I think they're like an 8. They're definitely like, yeah, this is Dune. This is great. There's some casting that I'm not like on board with, but it's also like it's something that's just like had to be like so like publicly appreciated in order to get the funding that at a certain point you have to like have like I don't know, like Jason Momoa in it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
the execs have to see it and be like, ah, yes, this person make money in past. They make money in
yeah.
future for us.
Yeah. And then Jodorowsky's Dune, the like documentary about when Alejandro Jodorowsky tried to make Dune.
I didn't know
That's like
about
a 9.
this.
You should watch it. It's like fascinating because he was like Orson Welles was going to be in it. Salvador Dali was doing some shit for it. Like, and it was before. I'm pretty sure it was before David Lynch
Oh wow.
uh, made Dune, and I think he took some stuff from there, maybe, but don't quote me on that.
Imagine how different
Yeah,
the world would be if that was the Dune that we knew.
I know. It looks like it was apparently going to be like such like it was going to be a very expensive movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was going
It
to be very
sounds
expensive.
it sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Um do you think the world would be a better place if everyone made art?
No.
No.
There are some people whose opinion does not need to be heard. That's my opinion.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, if everyone in the world made art, sure, but some people are going to be making some shit that's like hateful, you know?
You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think if everyone's making art that is like I don't know. I don't know. No, yeah, I stick with my same answer. I think that there are some really hateful people out there, and I think their opinion does not need to be heard because there are some artists out there in the past who have made some shit that like you look at and you're like, oh, you like are racist as shit, you know?
Yeah, like Kanye West right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like that art did not need to be made.
No.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
But then,
I like
yeah,
I think
is it? Yeah, it like platforms, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the world would be a better place if all the people who wanted to make art made art.
Yeah. So no one regretted not doing it.
Yeah, because like I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I can never do it, like I'm not good enough. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not even that technically proficient if you want to look at like realism all that much, but like honestly, like you can do literally whatever you want. It's everybody else that's judging and being weird, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that like, not knowing how to do everything doesn't mean you're gonna make something that's not good. Like, kind of what you were saying about, like, what was it, Resident Evil? Like, limitations can bring, um,
Yeah.
ingenuity. What? Like, it can evolve things.
There's that Orson Welles quote that, like, there's this guy watching on this, like, video game YouTuber I use a lot, and he says this a lot when reviewing video games. He's like, the quote's like, the enemy of art is the absence of limitation. So, like, if you look at, like, BioShock Infinite, basically, the guy that made that, he had just, like, limitless money and, like, all the time he needed to make it, right? And the game was mid. It was, like, kind of bad.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's the thing, is, like, if you have everything you'll ever need, always, you won't have to, like, figure it out within the limitations of what you have, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when good stuff happens.
Yeah, and, like, we're seeing that so much with video games, where it's like the indie developers are the ones that are making the really cool stuff, and, like, the developers that are putting like 500 million into a game, they're just not focused. They don't have, like, a clear vision of what will be enjoyable.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dragon Age, you know?
So sorry.
Thank
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Oh, this kind of goes along. Forgot I put this here. Is there a video game soundtrack that you would want playing in the background of this interview? We can have it, like, pretty quiet. Like, it doesn't have to be louder than what we're saying. You can think about it.
I have, like, one idea. Like, okay, you know the Blasphemous soundtrack? You ever play Blasphemous?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The soundtrack is really, really good. Because it's all just, like... Because it's, like, taking a lot of, like... It was, like, a game that was kind of, like, invented for me, honestly. Because it was just, like, taking a lot of, like, imagery from, like, medieval Christianity and, like... It's I think it's a Spanish game, because it's taking a lot of stuff from, like, Spanish Catholic, like, traditions and stuff, and then so the soundtrack is just, like, really rad, and it's like a side-scrolling, like Souls-like, basically. It's very pixelated, and honestly, it's just, like, really good, and the soundtrack's really, really, really good. Yeah.
Are they making a second one? I feel like a second one's coming out soon, right?
They did make a second one. I played it, yeah.
Oh, shit. Did it come out recently?
Maybe 2 years ago?
Oh god, okay. I'm probably thinking about something else. But
maybe
yeah,
a little less.
I've seen that game. It's actually on my wish list on Steam.
It's really good. It's so fun. And you know me, I'm not like great at the Souls games. You're giving me some low key training in that respect, but but this, like, is so rad.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes into the next question. You seem to have a big interest in crosses and cemeteries. Are there any cemeteries, tombstones, or ways of burial that you find interesting?
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like everybody talks about Père Lachaise. I mean, like, internationally, I haven't gone to a lot. I mean, like, yeah, like, I have a tattoo from a Père Lachaise, like, tombstone on my shoulder. And it's like of Mary holding Jesus, but it kind of looked like a vampire biting someone, so I really liked it. And I found out later after I got it tattooed, I was like, oh, it, like, researched more, and it was like a film producer. And I thought that was really crazy, because I was literally in film school at the time. I was like, that's very... Like, yeah, I thought it was very odd. Hopefully he was a good dude. But, like, I grew up near kind of old... Like, I'm from Clarkson, right? And in Mississauga, and it's like an older area, like it's like a settler area. Um, and so there's a really old cemetery there that I went to a lot. Like there's a lot of tombstones from like I think the earliest might be like the 1800s at some point. And there's one that the last name is just Death. And I don't know if that's actually their name or if they were like making a joke or something.
That's crazy.
I definitely have a photo of it somewhere, like in my Google Drive or something. But like, yeah, it was like very funny. Or like, yeah, honestly, that cemetery is really really great. I spent a lot of time there, especially during the lockdowns. I would like take bike rides there
Mm-hmm.
and just like hang out and like look at stuff.
Yeah. You find it peaceful?
I find it peaceful, especially like a historical cemetery. Like not all cemeteries are built the same. Like especially a lot of like the newer ones. You're kind of like okay, not to be like brash, but like not as swaggy.
It's like everything. It's just more
Yeah.
commercialized
Yeah.
and like just
I
like
feel like the
less
smaller town ones.
variety.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. Yeah. I found it peaceful. I found it like the history of it all was very interesting because yeah, it was an older one. And that's like even like Père Lachaise, like that's an old cemetery, and that had like Oscar Wilde was buried there. Like Georges Méliès was buried there. The dude from The Doors, I don't remember his name.
Did Morrison something?
Yeah, Jim Morrison.
Jim
Yeah.
Morrison, yeah.
Yeah, like a bunch of people are buried there. There's like a lot of history there. And honestly, any cemetery that's on the side of a highway is like really fascinating to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because like they have to build around it. They can't build on top of it, I think legally. And so that's like really crazy that like oh now they were like final resting place has to be like beside a highway or in between two highways.
Yeah. It makes me think about like yeah, how are spaces for cemeteries going to be like delegated in the future?
Yeah, I mean I like the green burial thing. Like there's a lot of places in the GTA. I think there's like 3 of them where you can literally just like you don't need a casket. You just like are like wrapped in a cloth and put in the ground basically. Um and then honestly I am probably going to be cremated. I'm just like doesn't take up much space. We're running out of space. I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
Um
I'm
yeah.
honestly okay with that too.
Yeah, something purifying about fire. Um Yeah, I'm very much like I'm gonna donate everything and just like burn me, you know. Like it was funny, like someone in my family was like, even your eyes, and I was like, yeah, I'm dead. I don't need them. I don't know if anybody wants them. I can't see shit, but you know.
Well, that's you know, there's something nice about donating. I put that too when I was like 15 or something. I don't know. It was so random. Like
Yeah.
there was just some shit that I signed when I was like 15 or 16. I was just like, yeah, you can
Yeah.
use
Yeah,
whatever
take
you
it.
want. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's still applicable, or if I have to like
I feel
redo
like
it or
15
something.
is quite young because I feel like your parents might have to just have the final
Okay,
say.
maybe I was like 18 then.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's forever. I think I did mine around the same time because I just remembered one day and I was like, oh, I should probably like figure that out. And then
Yeah.
I just did it and I was like, okay.
It was at
Yeah.
like a Service Ontario.
Yeah, because I think some people they sign up for it when they do their driver's license.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I got my
Yeah.
G1,
Yeah.
but I feel I
And
didn't get
they
it
were
until
like,
later. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
you should look into that.
I say 15. I was like 23. That
I
was
have
so long
on
ago, dude.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the hardest piece of jewelry you've seen?
Hardest?
Yeah, like
Like,
the coolest piece of jewelry you've ever seen. You know why? You know why I thought of this question? Because I was like, okay, you're into like burials, and then I thought about like fucking like ancient kings being buried with like a bunch of
oh,
jewelry and
okay.
stuff, and then I was like, I feel like you have a good opinion on like
Honestly,
fucking
I feel like that's not something I know a lot about. Um, Hardest piece of jewelry. I thought you were talking about like in a store. I was like, oh, I don't know. I actually don't really wear a lot of jewelry. Uh,
have you seen T-Pain's big ass chain?
yeah, can I say T-Pain's big ass
Yeah,
chain
you can.
or like Flav's like clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, or yeah, I'm gonna say Flavor Flav's clock. I
Okay.
like Flavor Flav.
Yeah, Flav is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whichever clock is the hardest, that's the one I'm saying
Hmm.
because I like Public Enemy. So.
Public Enemy's great.
Public Enemy is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Have you heard the story of how they were uh they were like getting ready to do a music video, like shoot a music video for a song that was anti-crack, and Flava Flav showed up on crack.
That's so. That's so rad.
Yeah,
Like
some
that's
rock
so
star shit,
funny.
bro.
Like oh man, that's
Yep.
so funny.
I mean, he's good now, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
You
just
know,
so extreme.
sometimes people are on crack, and you know what? That's it happens. You know.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
Um, what's your favorite chocolate bar?
Bueno.
Bueno?
Bueno bar. Yeah. I'm not a big chocolate person, which is crazy. Um, but so this doesn't have like a ton of chocolate, and it's like hazelnut, and it's very very good.
Is there like
Or Hershey's cookies and cream.
oh yeah, cookies and cream is
Hmm.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Final answer.
Final answer, locking it in. How do you think going to an art school affected and developed you as a person?
Hmm. It's like I don't know. I have like conflicting feelings because like I'm glad I'm going because like I like to do a lot of things that I might want to do. I have to get a bachelor's degree, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have one. Like film school is just like a certificate basically. Um, and so I'm glad I'm doing it. I am meeting some cool teachers and I am learning things. I think my program is like I think something I thought I was gonna get more was more like technical instruction. You know what I mean? Like drills basically, like shading and stuff. But a lot of it is like you're given a project and you just do it in whatever style or whatever you want. And that's nice. Um I don't think that's necessarily I don't know. For some reason that I find it's not really a great balance, you know, because I feel like I'm getting critiqued for technical things when technicality isn't really the focus a lot of the time. And so that's kind of frustrating. Um, but I think it's also nice to be able to have the opportunity to like make art for like a few years. Because like I got basically like because I'm a mature student and I've got some like health stuff. I got like a really good deal with like OSAP. So like the opportunity is really nice and yeah, also being older because it's an undergrad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like when I started everyone was like 19.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's very much like oh like we have different experiences. We are like it's almost like kind of isolating because you're kind of like I don't want to be the weird 27-year-old trying to hang out with you kids. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I feel like personally, I can appreciate like things that younger people are doing and be like,
Hmm.
yo, this is really cool, you know, keep doing this, or like, you
Yeah.
know, with music stuff, like maybe I'll have some advice, but like, yeah, I'm not trying to hang out with them. But
Yeah.
that must be kind of nice in a sense, because then you're not like, you don't feel like pulled to do that. You can kind of just focus on your schooling, unless you wanted it to be more of like a social thing.
Yeah, in a way it is. It's also kind of like, yeah, there's there's no real feeling of community for me, at
Mm.
least where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the school I go to, it's kind of a commuter school.
Mm.
So like it's like everyone kind of lives in their own spots and then they come for class and then they go home,
Mm-hmm.
right? I go to York currently. Um, so yeah, I'm conflicted about it. I'm really liking the theory stuff. That's kind of my favorite thing right now. Um, so like reading I got like really into like this guy who I have right here, who I haven't been reading the whole book. So you know, I can't give it it's like this book, like Politics of Affect. It's like affect theory was something that was very interesting to me like last year. Something I don't really grasp completely now because it's so abstract, but like it's very fascinating.
I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna try and explain it because I had to like write papers about it, but it's
All
still
right.
like very like
All right.
um it's basically like the vibe, right? Affect is kind of like the vibe. Um every space, every person, every piece of art has an affect.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't it's like a pre-conscious experience. So you don't notice it happening until much later, basically. Um, See what I mean? It's kind of like weird to grasp your head.
It's like a
Like,
feeling that the piece of art like sort of plants into you.
well, everything has it, not just
Yeah.
art.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you have an affect, I have an affect. This conversation has an affect, right? But you don't really notice it until you like reflect on it later. Like you can't really like acknowledge the affect as it's happening.
Mm.
It's like a big thing in curatorial studies. Um, it's very interesting. But yeah, that was kind of my face. The same, the first class I had, I was like, okay,
No, I mean, I'm like, I kind of understand it. There, I mean, it's, yeah,
yeah,
there's definitely like experiences in life as well where like you don't
yeah,
realize the effect that it had on you until later.
yeah, kind of. And like one example that was given to me during this class was like babies. Babies are like purely affectful humans because like they don't have the ability to like like they don't have a past to reflect their emotions upon because like
Mm.
emotions are basically like our reactions to what we've experienced previously, right? So like babies are reacting to the affect basically.
It's the immediate feeling.
Yeah,
Okay.
it informs feeling and informs emotion. It is like pre-emotion, pre-feeling.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's some like really interesting blog posts that'll do like a much better job of like explaining it than I will. Um yeah. And even like this is like dense as fuck. Like it's very like You have to read it like a bunch of times to even be
Yeah.
like, okay, what are you talking
I
about?
mean,
But
then
that's why I like that theory.
yeah, and there's like the concept of like reference points of like what you already
Yeah.
know in experiences, and
Yeah.
that changes your perception, and your perception
Yeah.
changes your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
very interesting. Like
Yeah,
how we can all
you
look
can
at
literally,
things differently. Like we all see things a little bit different.
yeah. You can literally think about this forever, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's no end point, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna turn on the AC real quick. It's getting
Oh,
annoying.
no worries. Yeah, you're wearing a sweater. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
it
It's
must
morning.
be a hat. Is that a skateboard in the back?
It is a skateboard. I have not been on it in a while.
Yo, we should go skate sometime.
Yeah, I'm down, honestly. I haven't been in a while. I don't know how much I can do anymore. I've been really scared of falling because of all my like joint problems, but
True. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We can just
But-
go really slow.
Or I can go fast and just not fall.
You're right. Okay, okay. All right, here we go. Is there, I guess we kind of went over this with like thinking about like things like different emotions that influence what you're doing. But is there an emotion that you would like to tap into for future work?
One more time.
Is there like an emotion that you would like to tap into for future work? Like for me, for music, like right now I'm kind of just trying to make like fun music. Or
Yeah.
like let's say you want to make um people make things based on loss or like pride, or like there's a lot of different emotions that can go into art. And is there like anything that you like haven't done that you want to try and express?
Um, I mean, I guess lately I've been thinking a lot about like grief. Not even in like a purely like, oh, someone passed away, so I feel grief thing, but more in like a way like we all kind of experience grief,
Mm-hmm.
just being human, because like, time passes, those days will never be lived again kind of thing. Like there's a big like maybe like nostalgia, maybe like that kind of stuff is kind of, I guess I've kind of already been doing that, but you know, because I'm always kind of looking at the past. Future isn't really like, even in the stuff that I feel like is kind of futuristic, it's still like very like focused on things that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, grief, sure.
um why do you think the Musée de l'Orangerie is so calming and serene? I went on your Instagram and I just scrolled down and you had a photo and you're like, this place is so calming and serene.
I was like, did Lauren tell you about that?
No, 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 no. I was just like, when I was thinking of
I mean, it is
questions,
very,
I was like scrolling
it's
and I
just
was like, okay, I'll use that.
it is just like a big white space with some very lovely paintings of flowers. Like that
Yeah.
is like, and it's so huge, and you're just like sitting there and you're like, and it honestly, like, I felt like being in Paris and going to so many museums, it was always so like fucking crazy. And this was like the one museum that I was in that I was like, wow, everyone's being so respectful.
Oh, that's nice.
Everyone's just being like quiet and like looking at the art.
Yeah. Is it like not as well known?
No, I mean they're very famous paintings, but I don't know, I think maybe because it's just those that like people are just like kind of maybe in and out faster, so there's less potential for buildup.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's almost like speaking of doing things intentionally, like I feel like
Yeah.
if they're just going in there to see a couple paintings, it's like, okay, they've actually thought about this instead of just
Yeah.
being like, let's go to this thing that everyone else is going to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe it is less popular. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, it was very calming. Very, very lovely space. They're huge. Yeah, you can just like kind of like jump into them. Yeah. It doesn't say here, but they're quite long. I have no concept of measurement, so I can't make a estimation.
How many how
I
many how many Danas is it?
Okay, I'm like 5'4" or something. I want to say like 8 or 9, maybe.
8 or 9 Danas?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
It's long. It's long. I'm also short though, so
But still though. Like
it's quite long.
I was thinking like maybe like 10 feet. That's like 45 feet.
Yeah.
Um,
You'll look it up. You'll look up the length, and it'll be like right here.
it'll be like 2 feet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's just small. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be?
Any fictional character. I'm trying not to get like caught in the trap of like who's had a shittier life, or like I want to be a character that I think is cool, not that they like have never experienced pain. Um, I mean, I'm rewatching Buffy right now, so maybe Buffy, Vampire Slayer,
Yeah.
um, or like my character in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What would you do as your character in Baldur's Gate? What's your everyday
I
life
like.
like?
I don't know. They're having a pretty rough time. Like this is Baldur's Gate 3, mind you, so they're dealing with some very fucked up stuff. So maybe I actually wouldn't want to be my character in Baldur's Gate. I would get to hang out with Karlach. That would be great.
Yeah. Would Buffy would be easier, you think?
I don't know if Buffy's had a shit life too, but I think she has like super strength and like um you know like the internet.
True.
So I might go with Buffy.
So if you were to
Honestly,
be like in an alternate universe and you could choose if the internet existed or didn't exist, you would still want it to exist.
well, the thing is, Buffy was like in like the 90s, early 2000s,
Oh,
right?
there's that type of internet, like
That type of internet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not the hellscape we have now.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. Also, by the way, we were watching it and I keep on like have you seen it?
No, haven't.
No. There's a character in it who is you. Like it's very funny me rewatching it the first time.
Oh yeah.
Like not for the first time, like rewatching it again for the billionth time, but like kind of the first time knowing you.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, this character is just Mitch. It's very funny.
Oh, that's funny. So so can I be in that if we're like transported into that universe, like you would be Buffy and I would be
yeah.
that guy and you're cool with that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
And then
sick.
Lauren is Willow because that just makes the most sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, if you ever watch it, like keep an eye out. The character is Oz. You're pretty much just him. It's very funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. He's like my favorite character, actually.
Ah, I'm honored.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll be him for like Halloween or something.
That would be a good one. It would be a very easy costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. Is there any type of artistic medium you would like to get better at or explore more?
I really want to get an airbrush this year.
Hmm.
Yeah. I really, really, really think that would be really fun because I'm really trying to do like the thing where like I really wanted to make things look more like old PS2 graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been kind of hard with like acrylic paint because I'm an acrylic painter, even though I'm gonna do more in oil lately. I don't have a very well ventilated apartment, so I tend to not work in oil very much.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like an airbrush would be like so fun to use. I say as I have no ventilation in my apartment. But
Is there like a balcony? Or like,
there is like we have like a fire escape. And like there's like an alleyway in the back. Um but yeah, I don't know. We live like downtown Toronto, like near the U of T campus. It's like kind of hard to get anything done outside, I feel like.
true, it's just way too bustling.
It's way too bustling. I don't want to annoy like the other people in the building. I'm like, honestly, we'll figure it out. And we won't be here forever, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have later opportunities. And honestly, I could always just do it at school.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
I encourage it if you want to try something new, you know?
Yeah, I'd also like to just like airbrush t-shirts. I think that would be really fun.
I would wear one of those.
Yeah, I
If you
think
ever
that would
made
be really
something.
fun. Yeah, maybe like make some cash off of it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy a Dana one of one.
I will let you know.
Fuck yeah. Do you ever set constraints for yourself with your art in terms of like time, types of colors you use, things like that?
Yeah, I feel like I do the color thing quite a lot. Um, like even when I'm doing my realistic stuff, I honestly kind of stick to like a monochromatic thing, and I don't know, that's just kind of how I like to work. Um, when it comes to like constraint, I don't know, like I guess not nothing so like rigid, but mostly just um like time. I mean, school has been helpful because like projects are kind of just like built-in constraints, and so that's kind of like a lovely little situation to be in, to be like, oh, it can only be like this size, or like it the deadline thing is helpful actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're just working for yourself in your apartment with like no deadline, like nothing gets finished because you're like, oh, I can keep doing it. Like I can do more.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you feel like this ever, but like where you kind of overwork it.
Yeah.
And you're
You
like,
get
oh,
lost in the sauce.
yeah, and you're like, oh, I should have stopped like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like deadlines is something that I'm really trying to like do in my own life. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna have it finished by this day. If I want to work on it again, I can. But like, I gotta at least put it down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it comes with experience of like knowing when to leave something and just let it breathe
Yeah.
for a bit and come back to it.
Yeah. That's something I'm really trying to work on.
Well, you're aware that, you know, that's the
Yeah.
it's the
I like
first step.
it's it it's a problem I have actually. It's like really just like wanting to finish it but not actually having a good idea of what finished is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Not sure. I don't have much advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, how do you find different environments affect your process and creations?
Like places I go.
Yeah, or like do you because you might do some work, you might like make some art, at school or at home, or like
Mm.
think of things on the bus or stuff like that.
The bus, yeah. The bus is so real,
Yeah.
actually. Uh, yeah, or like the train. Yeah. I feel like I get like ideas on transit for sure. School, working at school is hard. Not gonna lie. I don't work well in front of people.
Hmm.
I get like stage fright. And especially when there are a bunch of like cool teenagers. You're kind of like, oh no, don't look at me. But like I'm honestly something I'm gonna try and do a lot more this summer is I'm gonna try and paint in the park. Because that's like in the city, that's like your outdoor space as you go to the park. Um, so that's something I'm gonna try and do more. But yeah, I honestly like when I work, I mostly stick to my apartment. I got like my little corner here, and and I think comfort is kind of a big part of it for me because like I said, like I get like stage fright having people like watch me paint or watch me draw or whatever. And so like not having to worry about that makes it easier to like just like kind of focus on the creation process. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, you're
I'm a pretty
like
self-creative person,
you're able
so
to be in your own world and like not distracted by what's going on around you or like other thoughts.
yeah, it's like the locking in thing, right? You put in your headphones, you play your music, and you just like go at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean even in the studio, like a lot of the time I prefer, even though the speakers are really good, I prefer doing a lot in my headphones so other people don't hear or see the process, you know. But I
Yeah.
definitely want to get better at that, like, because
Yeah.
there's no shame in any part of the process.
Yeah, but it's very vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He's running. Yeah.
Uh, do you have any messages for the world or anything you would like to talk about?
Do I have
That's a
anything
very it's a very
that
loaded
I want
question.
to share with the world? Um, Free Palestine.
Facts.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
But fuck Trump. Uh, yeah. Fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Um, Criticize your government, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dana, for your time.
Yeah,
And
thank
I
you.
had a good time. Thank you for being the first person that I interview, actually. And is this
Yay.
your first interview
Yeah,
as an
yeah. It
artist?
was really nice. Yeah, it was really nice because I like need to get better at talking about things.
Nah, no, you did great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there
Thank you
like
for talking to me.
yeah, no problem. Was I they ask good questions?
Yeah, they were. You did a lot of research. You like knew what you're talking about. Like you did
Yeah.
a deep dive on my Instagram.
Yeah. I'm not fully going Nardwar, but you know.
Yeah,
But
you kind of for a minute I was like, wait, calming and serene. I was like, oh, was that what I wrote on it? That's crazy.
yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so I did a little bit of a Nardwar. Surprised you there.
An artwork. Yeah, yeah, it was cute. You know.
But I feel like
Yeah,
he finds things that like is not on my
yeah,
mind. Like
yeah, yeah. I feel like especially with people who can be like so like prolific as like the people he interviews, like sometimes they'll just find shit that's like when you were in high school, like you had a band and your band there was this guy in it, and now he's like a dentist.
yeah.
That type of
And then
shit.
he'll be like, he's a dentist. Maybe you should see him because you have a cavity in your 34th spot or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, like
It's like
1D
yeah.
occlusal. I don't know,
Yeah.
they say that shit a lot.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's really nice talking to you. We should definitely
Yeah,
hang out sometime. And
Yeah, you gotta come see the apartment.
yeah, we do. I gotta come to Toronto. Um,
You could come see us. Toronto's.
yeah, I gotta come see all the people that I know in Toronto,
Yeah, save us.
including you and like 15 other people. But
Yeah.
we'll spend a day together.
Yeah, totally. We'll go skateboarding.
Fuck yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I need a reason to rinse off all the mud on my skateboard, honestly.
Oh, it's got a bunch of mud
It's
on
like
it.
it's got a bunch of mud on it.
Oh no, did the mud get in like the bearings and stuff too?
No, it's just on the grip tape, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It's just more like it's just more like dirt.
Yeah.
Because I think I brought it to like a protest once or something,
Hmm.
and I like sat on it upside down, and it was kind of muddy.
Oh, okay.
And then it's been a year.
Hold on.
And
Let
I
me
never...
let me just end the recording and then we can talk for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Let me end it off here and just say thank you again. Your art is great. You can check out
you.
Dana at the social that I put on the screen.
Yeah.
And peace.